welcome to today's podcast, today's episode. And again, you'll just have to excuse my voice because I'm still struggling a little bit with my voice and a cough from COVID. So you'll just have to put up with a little bit of a croaky voice in today's episode. And please reach out to me if you've had COVID and you're struggling with any after symptoms or long COVID, and let me know how you are getting on. But let's get into today's episode, which is all about finding the time to take your fitness business online, especially now that you are back to normal life, teaching classes, kind of real life commitments again, because you may have taken your fitness business online in lockdown, obviously because you had to, and you had the time to do that. You had the time to do Zoom classes. You had the time to really quickly figure things out and put a few things together. But now that you are back to maybe teaching classes, back to real life, you might feel like you want to take your fitness business online in a way that's going to last a lifetime, not just a lockdown. So you want to get really real with it. You want to set it up in the right way. You want to continue online, but you have no time to figure out how to do that. You have no time to really get into the swing of doing it and doing it properly. And you're just struggling with that aspect of time, like we all do. And like I'm going to cover on many podcasts around the element of time and having enough of it to run a business and how you can run it more effectively. So taking your fitness business online, first of all, and I'm literally going to go over what I always go over with clients, whether it's mentorship clients or in courses. A lot of the time I start with about 3 things. So I start with why. Always getting clear on why you want to take your fitness business online, because you may have taken it online in lockdown because there was no other option. So why do you want to do that now? And if you don't have a strong why, if you feel like you're doing it because you feel like you should be doing it because that's where the industry is going or that's what everyone else seems to be doing, then you're probably going to start to resent doing it. Whereas if it comes from a why based on your personal reasons, based on the kind of life and business that you want to create, based on a really strong why of, for instance, for me, taking my fitness business online came from, like I mentioned in my podcast episode last week, it came from my health. The fact that I didn't want to feel burnt out. I didn't want to teach 20 plus classes per week. I wanted to help people, but in a way that was from a place of energy rather than exhaustion, a place from my cup was full so I could help other people with their health and with their fitness in a way that was not going to drain me or exhaust me or completely put my fitness at a compromising position. So that was a really strong why. So I had the momentum and the motivation to find the time and to put the extra hours in around what I was physically doing to be able to build that online aspect of my business. So again, really get quite deep on why you want to take your fitness business online, what you want from having that. You know, do you want more income online because you only want to teach a select few classes, or do you want an online fitness business because you want to free up more time to spend with certain people in your life or to do certain things in your life? So really get into and write a list of those really deep reasons why you want to do this. Because when you have those, time almost becomes irrelevant and you just make it a priority. And if you're doing, and you might even do this and get really clear on, actually, I'm only doing this because I feel like it's something that I should be doing. I don't actually want to. So it might even just take it off the table for you and just be like, do you know what? Everyone else might be doing it, but I'm not doing it. It's not for me. And that's absolutely fine as well. But getting clear on that, you can see how that can really just get you clear on everything, on whether you actually want to go online or not. The next thing that I always ask clients to get really clear on is who they are serving and who their audience is. And the reason I do this is this can save so much time, because any business course that you do, there will be an element of this. There will be an element of having your ideal audience. And as fitness instructors, we find this really hard because a lot of the time we are serving everyone. We want to serve everybody. And a lot of the time we are teaching lots of different disciplines, lots of different variations and formats of classes. And we just want to serve everybody because Pilates has a different audience to dance fitness, and dance fitness has a different audience to HIIT, and HIIT has a different audience to body sculpt and core, or whatever you're teaching. And so we get into this place, or maybe you've come from a community fitness business as well. So maybe all you've ever really needed to run a successful business is just to market to women in your area, and that's it. And you've had full classes from that. So online is slightly different. And so it's really important that you get clear on who you want to serve online, how you can help them, what they're going through, what they need. So you can start to really think about the services that you want to create online. And it's going to be just a huge help in terms of your marketing as well. So this all leads to how much time that you are going to need to actually create an online fitness business. Because if you are serving everybody, if you're not clear on who you're serving, then you just are going to probably want to create everything. You are going to overwhelm yourself with creating a lot of content, which means, again, you'll probably never get started because you're thinking this is really overwhelming. So it takes out a huge element of overwhelm and really gets you focused on a specific audience, a specific outcome for that audience, and a specific online service. So you can actually start somewhere, and you can start small, and you can start specific. And again, that takes out an element of how much time you actually need to build that online fitness business. And then you want to get clear on how much time is actually going on things that don't need to be done. And I talked a lot about this in one of my podcast episodes. I think it was the first one actually, the procrastination one. So I think it was episode 1. And I talk a lot about this in that podcast, because a lot of the time, our time is going on things that we could be maybe delegating to other people, or we are wasting a lot of time. Instead of watching one episode on Netflix, we're watching 10 episodes. And obviously your downtime is really important, but even if you've got 25 minutes where you maybe would have been watching an extra episode of something on Netflix, that 25 minutes could be spent on doing something towards your online fitness business. So I want you to get clear. I want you to spend a few days simply writing down every hour what you've been doing in that hour, because it really highlights where your time is going, where your time is being wasted, and how much time you can actually free up in order to move towards what you want to do and how you want to do it, and where you want to be focusing that time. And you'll probably find that doing those 3 things frees up a lot of time, frees up a lot of focus, and helps you to move forwards in a direction where you can actually get things done. So once you've done those 3 things, once you've got clear on why you want to take your fitness business online, who you want to help online, and where your time is currently going, then you can kind of reverse back from point 3. Once you know where your time is going, you can really take a look and free up, eliminate things that don't need to be in your timeline, that don't need to be in your week. Free up those places where you're wasting time, and actually write those time slots down. Where are you wasting time in your week? Write those time slots down, whether it's 30 minutes, whether it's 10 minutes, whether it's an hour, and make a commitment to using those time slots to sit down and start creating that online fitness business. So sit down and write down all of the things about your ideal audience. Who are those people? What do they need? What are their struggles? Where do they want to be? And how you can help them get there. Once you've done that, in another time slot that you've created, because you're not wasting time, you're not spending time on things that you don't need to be spending time on. In another time slot, start writing down all your ideas about how you can help that ideal audience, that ideal client, and how you can help them online. Do you want to create a membership, and what does that membership look like? Do you want to create an online course, and what does that online course look like? What's in that online course? How do you want to support your online clients in that online course? And then in another time slot, once you've got all this done, you can start to research and look into ways that you can create that online course or that online membership, and what you actually need to create, because you may not actually need to create a lot. And so once you know what you need to create, you can maybe start creating that. Or you can start doing your research into where you want to host that online course. You might want to start to look into courses and mentorships that I offer and see if I can help you set those things up and take your fitness business online. So you have the time. It's just being really mindful of where you're spending your time. And it's being mindful of if you actually want to take your fitness business online and why. Because once you've got a strong why, I promise you the time will just become available. You will make it a priority. And that's really what it comes down to, is that if you really want to achieve something, even if it's 10 minutes every week, you will have that time to achieve that. So I want you to take away with you, the first thing I want you to do is write down the reason why you're taking your fitness business online, and really get deep with those reasons. Write down those reasons. And if you're saying to yourself, oh, I haven't got time to do that, I want you to read those reasons. And that will be momentum, that will be motivation for you to find the time. And then again, get really clear and really focused on what you actually need to do to create that online fitness business, because you're probably overwhelming yourself thinking you need hours and hours and hours, when actually you need just focused time with a focused goal of who you want to help and how you want to help them. So I hope that helps. Let me know. If you're listening to this on the website, you can let me know in the comments what you're going to do. You maybe can let me know your reasons why. You can let me know if this has helped, and if you have anything else that you want to share, any tips that you want to share that maybe have helped you with your time management, feel free to write those in the comments, or reach out to me. Reach out to me if you need more help. Reach out to me if this helped. Reach out to me if you have any questions whatsoever about what I've covered in this podcast. And hopefully over the next few weeks my voice will get a little bit better, so it'll be more pleasurable to listen to the podcast. And I have a few guests on the podcast coming up over the next few weeks and the next few months that I'm really excited about. So experts from the industry sharing their thoughts, their tips and their advice, which I'm so excited about. So hopefully you can continue to listen to this, subscribe, and those guests will be on in the next few weeks and the next few months.